Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is another timeless reading. No particular theme, no particular astrological doodah going on. Just doing a reading. So I hope you're well. Lovely to see you again if you're revisiting this channel. And welcome if this is your first time. I'm in the southwest of England in a very, very favoured spot. And I love reading tarot. I've got here the minor arcana of the Rider-Waite, split into its suits. This is the major arcana of the Rider-Waite, all shuffled. This is the major arcana of the ancient Italian tarot. So I'm going to pull 3 from here and then 1 from each of the minor arcana suits to like dig in to the 3 major arcana. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, I've got the Magician in reverse. Got Strength. And I got the Fool. Wow. How lovely. It's lovely. I'm I'm just thrilled to see the Fool there for some reason. Yeah, I might use this major arcana at some point as well. So we're coming into this, the immediate environmental energy or energetic environment with the Magician in the reverse. Holding back on taking something forward, holding back on making something happen. And I think there's a good reason for that. And we see that here in the Strength card. This is like the hidden energy, the second, what's going to be a column when we get these minor arcana on there as well. There's good reason for it because there's a sense here that to go forward and to make something happen, which is what the Magician is about, to like manifest something, to create some new aspect to your reality. And it could be, you know, something mundane or something or little or something big. But it's that spirit of can do. In the reverse, there's a sense that if this were in the upright, there might be something unreasonable, right? That would come of it, or that it's motivated by something unreasonable, something as unreasonable as that lion. And this card, the Strength card, is about getting mastery over that and taming the inner rampant toddler and setting down boundaries. Because, yeah, the heart wants what the heart wants, but I don't see a lot of heart in that lion. It's rampageous. Is that a word? I don't know. It is rampageous. So, you know, good thing the Magician is in the reverse. And this kind of holding back, I mean, it might feel in the immediate, you know, in your immediate life that it's a blockage, it's an obstacle, and it's a frustrating element. Your progress is frustrated, but there's good reason for it. It's going to be very interesting. This is such an interesting column because we'll get on with it. It basically shows you what's going on around the back of this. So this is very fortuitous. And what it does is it opens up the opportunity for a genuine fresh start. I mean, these 2 cards follow each other, card 0, card 1. And this adds up to 2, doesn't it? 11. But anyway, I'm not going to go on numerological. So it's extraordinary to see this start card at the end of this, when the card that follows this has turned up in the first position in the flipping reverse. So there's something very important going on here in this second column with this getting power over something. And I mean, you know, this takes real dedication and real commitment. You know, like if you're going to put your hands in the mouth of that lion to like get control of it, you've got to be absolutely certain that that is what you're going to do. This has gone beyond whether you want to do it or not. This is just something that like has to be done. And there are certain aspects of life that are like that. Certain things just have to be done and be sort of like sorted and in order before this can take us off into a new adventure. It's not time, and there's good reason for that. So let's start clarifying. Nine of Pentacles. So this concerns your material independence and your material kind of self-containedness, budgeting, boundaries around money, and how, and the kind of there's a long-term view here. There's a wider, like bigger picture view here, and we see that in that bird of prey. That's a hawker. It's not a bird of paradise. You know, she's doing falconry there. And that takes, I've done a tiny bit of falconry. It takes like nice flowing sort of concentration to work with a bird like that. So there's a bigger picture view to this as well. So if there are concerns around that, then good thing this is in the reverse, because it's not the time to go ahead rampageously. Clearly, it's not the time. Let's keep going. Yeah, well, there's a certain amount of backing something back and forth going on here. So again, it's nothing flowing. This is sort of static, but concerning. You know, there is concern about this, about whether the capacity is there to move into this. And as I say, good thing too. And yeah, there's back and forth, like looking at pros and cons of things. I'm liking this so far. This is very sensible. I'm liking it. Okay. That's a bit of a shocker. It is just visually shocking though, isn't it? This Three of Swords. It's sort of it's a, oh God. Sorry, I'll come back to it. Sorry, I've probably just lost everybody. And then the Nine of Cups here. There's a wish to give, or there's an awareness that one has it to give, but it's kind of not yet given. There's a holding back on this as well. And I mean, I'm not seeing like personal heartbreak in this story, personally, for my part as a reader. I mean, this is not like about a broken heart. This Three of Swords is, one of these swords is sort of the not the Joker or the wild card. Because with the Two of Swords, you've got this awareness that you can choose one way or another. And as soon as you take that choice, one way or another, or as soon as you kind of acknowledge as true and real this or that, then you've entered into some new sort of contract with reality, haven't you? And that's what that third sword is there. I don't know if that's making any sense. But like as soon as you act, you are creating consequences. And that's what that third sword is. So there's an awareness here that it's a big step. But it looks to me like the means probably are there, but there's just this reticence about giving them. There's this back and forth thing, and there's this like, if I take this next step, I'm into some other territory, and it's not not necessarily dramatic. It's just an awareness. It links in with this Fool energy. So yeah, hesitation here in this first column. Let's look at what's going on in this Lion here. Well, more patience. The Knight of Pentacles, the kind of the slow burn investment that you look back at when he's trudged to the other side of the desert with his pentacle. Like, there's nothing very exciting going on here. This is like the tortoise and the hare. We've got like tortoise energy here, but it's good because when that turns up, like happy days. And I think there's an awareness of that, especially here in the Three of Swords. There's an awareness of the returns you could get on a kind of wise investment in something. And this is hesitation about the wisdom of it as things stand at the moment. But, when this ship comes in this Knight of Pentacles, there's a good return, a good return. Okay, Nine of Wands. Okay, I see a kind of a tender side to this Strength card now, because this position has been hard won for you. This investment here in the Knight of Pentacles and this Nine of Cups here and this Nine of Pentacles. This has been hard won. And there's a sense of not wanting to like sort of bet the farm, basically. There's risk aversion here. But it's born of some like trauma of some degree or another. And we see that here as well. We do see that in the Three of Swords. Okay. What a surprise. Page of Swords. Oh, God. Do you know what comes to my mind here? Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't know if there might be more I can say about that, but that's enough for right now in the reading. And the Two of Cups. Yeah, you really mean this. You really, really mean it. And that's why you're spending time and energy, or you can see the pros and the cons here. And they're kind of equally balanced. And, you've been through some wars here. It's really, really tender. It really is. Talk is cheap. Right? Onto the Fool. Okay. Sorry, I was going to get like really serious about the Two of Cups there, but I'll just keep the reading moving. man. Well, there you go. There it is. That pentacle trudging over the desert in that that container ship that karmic container ship. Look who that consignment is bound for. And it arrives. There it is. Wow. What an amazing possibility opens up here, because that's what this third column is about. And it really, the possible like upshots that we can get a glimpse of here in this third column are really predicated on judicious management of this in the face of this. Okay. And again, I come back to talk being cheap. I mean, this is wealth. This is establishment. This is security. This is being absolutely like stable and just replete with, yeah, karmic wealth. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Because the pentacles are about exchange. And it's interesting, all three pentacle cards show one soul figure. This is really important. I mean, if he hasn't arrived yet, then, you know, this fence here in the nine of wands, you know, is judicious, because this really, really matters. This is about how you give and receive love in the world. And that doesn't just happen in the home. It happens everywhere. Well, it can do in an appropriate way, obviously. You know, this is seeing the whole world, the Two of Cups here, as the beloved. And that's the healing that comes from that exchange. That caduceus, that double helix coming out of the union and the fair exchange of the gifts of the heart here brings healing. So it's really, really important. And again, it kind of re-tenderizes this strength card like the Nine of Wands did. So this, you know, there are untold possibilities here in the King of Pentacles that can come from this, if there's yeah, judicious management of the energies. Usually I get something really kind of like a bit snotty about the Three of Pentacles. Well, and the two really. But I'm just seeing here like an ever unfolding horizon and a spirit for adventure and exploration that never tires. You're wanting to go further, wanting to learn more, wanting to progress, just that, you know, not stopping, but in a kind of low key, kind of sweet and subtle sort of way. I mean, that's the wealth, isn't it? Is to never lose that, and to never say, that's it, that's what I am, I'm done. Or to kind of like, what's the word, sclerotize, like just like freeze into shape like that and not keep growing. Keeping growing is the wealth. Seven of Swords. Hmm. Hmm. Ah, I'm seeing in this today matters around confidentiality and privacy and things like, do you know what? I'm getting off this. Least said, soonest mended. I've never had that off the Seven of Swords before. Yeah, usually people see the Seven of Swords and go, "Oh, deception, deception," and it's like, the the difference between like deliberate, self-serving, kind of crass deception and just choosing your words, choosing your words to get the best like outcome from a situation for everybody, the best possible. That's what I'm getting off that today. Because he's just like going away with that Five of Swords, and you think what the scene is in the Five of Swords, that awful post-battle scene with the one who didn't fight, the dude who didn't fight, going around collecting the swords. And it's not the same person here. This one is kind of taking a transgression like off the screen kind of thing, and just like not keeping quiet about it in a kind of sinister way, in a sort of least said soonest mended sort of way. And what we're left with there is those two swords. And there's beneficial motivation here. And you might think I'm talking like rubbish because it's the Seven of Swords, but I don't care. That's what I'm seeing in it. This is knowing what to share and what not to share, and having the capacity to just let something go and not bring it up. And what that does sometimes is leave a possibility there with that Two of Swords for a fresh start and a fresh choice. That's what I'm getting off it. Sorry, I'll read it as I see it. And the Page of Cups. Well, how lovely to cap off the Page of Cups with the Fool in the upright. This could really, really bring like a lot of happiness and a really kind of ever refreshing sort of thing going on here in the Three of Wands and the Page of Cups, with this it's sort of jaunty. It's fresh. It's like a little bit cheeky. It's very charming. It's very light. It's really nice. I mean, it's an interesting, there's a really interesting juxtaposition between the energies on the table, because on the one side, we've got a story of sort of hesitation and taking the long view and like knowing how to manage the importance of this and not going off half cocked, like in the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands here, Nine of Cups. Sorry, yeah, we've got three nines. So it's sort of quite serious energy, and on the other side, we've just got this inexorable movement from the independence of the nine to the forgotten investment that is nonetheless in the shipping container trying to get through the Red Sea that like unloads this. The King of Pentacles is beautiful. It's so rich. It's so rich, and we got a kind of wise energy going on here in the wands. The stickiest energy is the swords, and it's so often the case. I'm going to cap off with 3 major arcana. They're all shuffled, and I am going to take reversals. Okay. Got the Hanged Man in the reverse. Fear of going off going half cocked. Jumping before you've thought through all the angles. Emperor in reverse. Yeah, there's a sense of vulnerability here. And we see that echoed in the 9 of Wands there. There's a sense of vulnerability. And no wonder, you know, when we offer our heart in a very sort of general way, when we operate out of our heart, where what comes out of our mouth is progressively aligned to our heart, yeah, it really, really matters. And it, you know, we do make ourselves vulnerable to some extent. What I'm also seeing here in the Emperor is that there is no wish to sort of dominate anything, or there isn't a lot of ego involved here in this second column. And that's really, really useful. But there is, as I say, also in general, that's really useful. But there is also this slight quality of vulnerability. And the Devil in the reverse. Yeah, we see this is liberation. This is liberation, but I'm troubled by that. I don't know whether it's just tarot readers kind of convention, but I am a bit troubled by that because it seems like a lot of work going on here. I'm also getting let sleeping dogs lie. Let sleeping dogs lie. I remember it took me a long time as a child to understand what that meant. I thought they meant lie as in not tell the truth. And I thought, well, how can a dog lie at all, even when it's awake? And then I realised it was like lie down. It's like, leave it alone. Leave it alone. This is really heartening, this Devil in the reverse, because it's about getting free from things that have sort of fettered us and kept us like tied down. And I can't help but think that some of the things that some of the chains that fall off us and the manacles that just pop open and we're liberated here, some of those bonds, those binds were to do with what we're seeing here in the Seven of Swords. And let the sleeping dogs lie, because there's no need here in the Emperor in the reverse. There's no need to be flipping right and for everybody to know that you're right. It's about how you live. That's what really matters. Not about how sort of bossed it, like bossing it or something. You know, it's not about that. And my God, these two don't half look similar. They really do. And I know there are other cards in the major arcana where you got a bloke sitting on a chair. There's only one other one, actually, I think. That would be the Hierophant. You know, that they're linked, these things. And in seeing that the best aim is not the one that leads you towards control, because that's what that's about as well. But I mean, in the devil, the controls got sort of compounded somehow. This is just straight up control, the emperor, authority over oneself in one's own life, well, and over others, bluntly. And that can get twisted up and sort of kinked into something like more akin to addiction, like the unending wish to be powerful. It's an addiction, and very many of us are addicted. Very many of us, and it's an addiction that fuels huge tracts of our economy and the way we live on the planet. And it's here in the reverse. So there's a letting go, there's a ceding of power here that leads to this liberating energy and a fresh start. But it requires that we let sleeping dogs lie. And when I say that, I suddenly realize that that's an aspect of the desired outcome of the lady here, so resplendent with her crown and her bare feet. The desired outcome for her, and she is in the ascendancy here, is that lion lie down and not get up again, at least for a while. Don't know if she wants to kill it, but she wants to subdue it. And it's something to do with knowing when to just keep your trap shut, basically, about the important stuff, about the stuff that we've had to defend ourselves and kind of fight through. And this Three of Swords here. So this is quite a serious reading, but it's a great outcome. But what it takes is the capacity to cede the wish for power and control over a situation, and an acceptance of the fluidity of all elements of all situations, and yeah, letting go of the need to try and make it go the way you want it to go. And that opens up a whole heap of other possibilities. Basically getting off your high horse, which ain't that horse. That's a sturdy horse. I'm going to stop now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.